down. Welcome everyone who's joining. This is the Safe Grants Program Wave 1 closing ceremony. I'm going to give a quick overview of what to expect here in the coming hour 15 minutes, depending on how long we go. Again, I want to be mindful of your time, so we're going to try to make it as efficient as possible here. So quick overview of what to expect. Let's see, I am going to give a quick introduction on a layout of the presentations. Then we'll dive into the grantee presentations themselves. It'll be about 3 to 5 minutes presenting. And then, I'm sure you all are wondering, is there a wave 2? What's coming after wave 1 here? And then if we have time for any questions or that, but without further ado, let me do a quick wave 1 recap. So what has been going down ever since the program kicked off last October? Well, so quick roundup is that we had quite a few proposals for each category. Here's a quick summary. By breakdown, we had 4 categories: build, growth, govern, and research, with build having the most number of proposals. The overall acceptance rate was 17.5%, and we had a total of 120 proposals received and a final review count of 39. So 39 made it to the final round. The DAO also elected 5 really awesome grants council members from different backgrounds: product, business, seasoned startup founders, builders. And you can find more information in the blog post. There's a QR code at the end, by the way, where all of this information is. And we ended up funding 21 grants in wave 1 of the program. So that's what you will be seeing here is folks who have been part of the program for the last 4 months and what they have built, and also where you can find them. Just a quick note, not everyone could make it to present today. So we have 17 grantees presenting today that are going to showcase what they've been building and how you can follow them, reach out, or get involved if they have any actions. So with that being said, I'm going to get into the grantee presentations. And starting us off, our grantee who's presenting is Mark from Candide. So Mark, hold on.
I think we can start. So I'll be presenting the work that we've done at Candide. So normally we had prepared a little announcement video for abstraction kits, so you can play it and it's around. A quick little intro to Abstraction Kit. So what is Abstraction Kit? As you can see, we propose to build a reference SDK to build on safe accounts with 437. So what you can do is that you can build smart wallets that can sponsor gas, that can pay gas in ERC20. You can batch transactions. We had also built an account recovery plugin. And up next is the Web Authent Signer plugin that was built by the Safe team that will be integrating in the SDK. So every time that you're going to be using Abstraction Kit, it's going to help you build on the Safe developed ERC47 plugin that the Safe team built. And if you go on the next slides, when we built the SDK, we didn't build it on a high level. You actually need to understand what's a user operation, and when it returns an error, you can always override it with any parameter that you choose. It's an npm package, and this is a simple example that walk you through it. So you initialize a simple account with an owner. You create a user op by passing a meta transaction, which is the same type of transaction that Safe proposes. and you pass a node URL and a bundle URL. And all you need to do is sign it and submit it to the bundle. And then this is like the simplest way to build the user app and send it on chain. And then lastly, I'll actually show you a quick demo. So I'll be sharing my screen. By a developer that actually built an app based on SDK, just to show you an application of it. And it's a simple chat app that I connected an owner, a MetaMask. See, I don't have any funds in my owner account, but this is the safe address. And I'm just gonna say hello world, and I'll send the message. And what's happening is that it's constructing a user app, and I just needed to sign it. I signed it. It's showing me the user app. And it's time to submit it, and it goes on chain, and it goes for steps. We should see a safe that was created and submitted. So this is kind of an application. You can see the bits on it, and it's by Thomas, who is the CTO of Morpho, Austrian Exchange.
That's it, folks. If you have want to get more info on Candide, again, as I mentioned, there's a QR code at the end of the presentation that has all of the information for our grantees. Yeah. So thank you, Mark.
Thank you very much, Lorne, and hello, everyone. So today I'm presenting Eternal Safe. However, it's not fully completed yet, unfortunately. I wasn't able to get everything done in time for this presentation. But I'll explain what it's about and how you can find out more and follow along for updates for when it is ready. So Eternal Safe is an eternal or always existing safe wallet. So I've forked the safe wallet front end that we all know and love. And I've removed quite a lot and added quite a few little things. The first thing is that there's no backend dependencies. So when you use the Safe Wallet app today, it relies on a gateway server and a transaction service in order to give you the UX that we know and love. But of course, in the spirit of crypto, it's not truly decentralized. And that is fine for most use cases. But it's also good to have a backup and a censorship-resistant version that we can use to interact with our safes. So Eternal Safe allows you to use the safe, manage your assets, interact with contracts. It doesn't have all the power of the Safe Wallet. There's no safe apps, for example, for now. And there are some other things that have been removed that I would love to add back in with more time. But the kind of killer feature, I guess, is that rather than using a backend to share the signatures, which allows all the signers to easily submit their transaction on the chain, we use a magic link, which is essentially a very long string of characters after a link, which contains all of your transaction details. And this can actually be shared between the signers on any out-of-bound communication. So whether it's Discord, Telegram, email, even paper or on a QR code, for example. And once you have this, you can easily click in and finish signing the transaction and then submitting on chain. So it's a different way to transmit the signature details out of band. And it's nearly ready. I have the repo linked here. And you can also follow me on X or Farcaster for updates. And in the repo, I have a file where I'm tracking the last few tasks that need to be done. Once it is done, it will be published on IPFS, and it will also be really easy to run locally and connect to your own node. If we just go to the next slide, please, Lorne. I just have a few reasons for it existing. So there is also some changes to the UI where you can also just manually enter in signatures. And this would be a very advanced user mode. But if you wanted to even interact with a safe with nothing more than an air-gapped PC and a blockchain node, you could do so. You could even manually copy and paste or type in signatures. But what we get in return is no tracking, no downtime, and no censorship. So it is truly eternal.
Thank you so much, Eternal Safe team. Okay, so next I have Fluid Key, and it's all yours.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Lorne. Thanks for having us today. Very excited to share what we're building with Fluid Key. So if you've been in crypto for a bit, you probably had the same problem that you don't want to connect your ENS, your Farcaster account, your main account, where also all your funds are, and basically show everyone what your net worth is. You don't want to ideally mix funds from different sources, and that becomes very difficult. So what many people do nowadays is just like creating different accounts in their MetaMask, and the more things you do, the more accounts you get, and the more difficult it gets to manage all of this. And so we have built with FluidKey something to give you more privacy while also improving your UX. So if we can go to the next slide. Yes, so with FluidKey, our goal is to, on one side, improve user privacy by basically implementing account segregation for every transaction, right? So every time you receive a new payment, it will actually go into a new account that isn't linked to yourself and that isn't linked to any other transactions on chain. And at the same time, we want to make the user experience as easy as possible for everyone. And so we also give every user an ENS identifier. And so every time you send funds to that ENS identifier, that one identifier returns a new address that isn't linked to you, but that where you can see all the funds in your FluidKey account. You can try that out also by checking, for example, my FluidKey and ENS there, moritz.op.fkey.id. If you just go type this in your browser as a web link, you will basically be able to see as well that every time you refresh this page, a new address is shown. And you can do the same as well on the ENS website if you prefer doing it in there. And so, yeah, so that's basically what we've built. Now, I think a big point as well is you might be asking yourself, where does SAFE come into this? And that is a very good question, because SAFE, actually every account that is generated behind the scenes is SAFE. And that allows us to do gas sponsorship, right? So even if you just receive USDC, we are basically sponsoring the gas for you. You can move money out of those different safes without having to basically limit your privacy by using ETH to basically fund a transaction. And so that's why SAFE is super important in this as well, and is a very important part of the FluidKey architecture. It's in a nutshell. We just released our alpha on Optimism, so would love to get feedback from as many early users as possible. Feel free to just either join the access list on fluidkey.com or just reach out to me at Moritz on Farcaster, and would love to onboard you personally then as well. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Moritz, for sharing this. And you heard him, friends. Go check this out, test it out yourself. Check out this link and see what happens when you refresh. Liveness module. Where are my friends from Liveness? I know you guys are here. Wait, I saw someone in the chat. It is Skeletor Spaceman. Let me see. Are you speaking? Invite to the main stage. Oops. Okay, come on. Momento. Okay. I think Skeletor Spaceman, I invited you to the stage, so let me see. Are you here? I also have one Tony. That's you. Okay, hand raised. Let's see. Please reveal yourself, my friends. Okay. Are you speaking on behalf of Liveness Module 1?
Thank you. Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. I'm Tony from Wonderland. So our project addresses the liveness problem, one of the main challenges faced by smart wallets to improve their cross-chain user experience. So smart wallets have configuration settings which can cause synchronization problems across different chains. So this becomes an issue when there is, for example, a change of the owner's list or the signature threshold. And we are solving this using a cool verification process which makes use of storage proofs. So let's go a bit into the example flow and see how this works. So We define a home chain, which will basically be the source of truth of a safe security settings. We have three owners that create a new safe, Alice, Bob, and Charlie, with a threshold of 2. And also Alice and Bob signs a transaction to basically enable our module and guard for the home chain, guard callback module and update storage mirror guard. On the next slide, we have a very similar thing. Basically, on our non-home chain, we have Alice and Bob sign a transaction for that safe to enable other modules, a verification module and needs update guard.
So basically, the main idea of this is whenever somebody changes, as Tony said, a setting or a module or whatever, like either signers or threshold or other type of, let's say, settings that you would like to see broadcasted on all your other safes, you would use these modules. In this case, this specific flow is just basically removing one of the signers, which does some, say, internal magic, but basically kind of we designed this whole system to be kind of a pool model in the sense that whenever there are changes on your home safe, and whenever you want to execute a specific transaction on your not home chain, this guard that you set up on the previous step will check and will say, hey, okay, like what's your let's say, sorry, liveness threshold, and you can set it up this as whatever you want. So it can be like, let's say, 1 day. So you can trust kind of a 1 day old storage proof of your settings. So let's say you are past that threshold. So for you to execute this transaction, you will need to make basically this kind of pool flow in which you will take this proof from a block header on L1. And for this, we're just using kind of a magic block header. With this, you will prove your new settings on your home chain. Basically, this will copy paste those settings into your not home chain and enable you to execute the transaction if you have the right signatures, like the right new signatures. The good thing is this is compatible with intents or any other kind of modules you want to put on top. The main reason we designed this in a pool scheme and just pooling information with a little bit of threshold on time whenever this information is actually usable and necessary is because we wanted to abstract kind of the cost and incentives for running this specific system. And this is why we're also thinking about kind of all this more holistic approach on how will this system behave with intents on top. Just to see, okay, and this will be basically the what I'm talking about, which is like any incentivized automation network or bot or even you can execute this flow. Obviously, for end users, they will probably go through an UI that will grab the storage proof from the specific block header they need to be using, blah, blah, blah. But this can be easily set up on top an automation network that basically handles kind of the heavy lifting for the users. That's it. Thank you so much.
Hi guys. Okay. Today I want to introduce you to Safe Scanner. So we have built like a custom explorer that is specific for the Safe ecosystem. I think one of the things that we focused on was a proper search bar for the Safe ecosystem. Irrespective of which app you create your safe in or a program, you'll be able to put in the owner or the safe, and you'll be able to see, okay, hey, these are the different safes I own across the different networks, and read more about that safe. Along with this, there were a lot of different hashes to deal with for safe, such as the safe transaction hash, module ID, module hash, normal transaction hash, and with 4337 coming up, there's also user operation hash. So you'll be able to place in any of the hashes or address, and you'll be able to see, hey, what does this relate to in my safe system? Starting this week, we are even supporting 4337 user operations on the address and also the user operations page. Yeah, so over here I'm putting in one of the owners that I have, and I can see the different safes across the networks. Like opening it, I get like an overview of the wallet, the owners that have been configured, the settings, and even also the balance of the safe. You can see in detail what are the different assets that you own, NFTs, and the transactions you have done. You can jump directly to a transaction and see the details of a transaction, like when the transaction was created, submitted, who are the different owners, and who have confirmed it. So yeah, that was like a quick demo. You can open the website and try it out yourself for using your safe. Could you open the next slide? Yeah, so going forward, we are including transaction signing on the Explorer. You'll be able to like just share across a link to a transaction that has been done, and your partner or your colleague will be able to sign it over there. We are also looking into 4337 and how you can add a 4337 module into your wallet and submit multi-signature user operations through it. So it's all sponsored, and you don't have to think about gas fees. Yep, that's about it. Yeah, do check out the website. You can follow some more updates in Twitter, safe_scanner, or reach out to me for any kind of feedback on the website. Thank you.
There you have it, folks. Thank you so much, Gautam. Really go check this out, test it out, and reach out for any questions that you have. Super excited to see you build this. I remember reading the proposal, and actually now seeing this built is like super cool. So thank you, Safe Scanner.
Awesome. Yes, so I'm Kaushik and I'm from Zenguard. So at Zenguard, so basically the vision is to make sure that safe modules are accessible and much more secure for all the safe users. So basically, so we propose this to make sure we provide an app store. So basically kind of like an app store experience for all the safe users, right? So the mission is to make sure that we give the, what MetaMask Snaps did for MetaMask. So we wanted to do that for all the safe users or the safe account users. So basically, what MetaMask did is to extend the functionality of MetaMask, all the MetaMask users by providing an extension or all the other features. So for safe account users, so we have proposed this sort of like an app store. So to make this happen, there are three important things that we need to provide to make sure that we have quality modules that are built. So how do we do that is to provide this streamlined experience for the publishers or the developers to build this module, as well as to publish in a secure, and also make sure that these are verified developers. So the second thing is that we want to make sure that these are much more secure. So they are pretty secure by verified by some auditors in a proper way. These modules are audited, and we also make sure that the on-chain attestations are provided to these modules. So we kind of like created a platform to make this happen for the auditors as well. So the third and most important thing is that we want to make sure that we provide this seamless experience for these users to explore and install these modules as a part of kind of like a marketplace or an app store. So here is a quick, so next slide. So yeah, so we implemented this platform to onboard all the stakeholders. So we made sure that we kept all the stakeholders in mind when we are developing this, kind of like a platform. So we made sure we onboarded the module developers by giving this module publishing and experiences for all the developers, and also we onboarded the auditors by making sure that there is a standardized way for them to publish these on-chain attestations to these modules, and we could verify that on-chain whenever somebody is trying to install this module into their wallet. So the third and most important thing is that we want to make sure that these modules are accessible through an explorer, and also these are enabled when the user is trying to enable this. It's made sure that these have verified credentials of audits, and also these are verified by certain auditors, and we actually leverage Safe Code Protocol registry to make this happen. So as we kept all the stakeholders in mind while developing this. In this slide, we have a quick sneak peek into how the dashboard will look like for a publisher or for an auditor when they want to provide an on-chain audit attestation for their module. So once that on-chain attestation has been provided, so we kind of like provide a safe app for all the wallet users. Currently, we are focusing on the wallet user so that they can explore all these functionality in their app store, kind of like an app store, and they can install these and start using that app like normal app. Next. So yeah, these are our implementation currently. So we have talked to a whole bunch of auditors during our entire exploration journey through our grant process, and we already have 2 auditors committed to be onboarded into our platform, and we also have a couple of developers who are actually building this module, and we are trying to onboard them into our platform. So one of the things that we achieved through this grant process is that we implemented one of the standard called as 7512, which was actually headed by the SAFE team itself and along with some of the auditors. And we made sure that we follow the specification while implementing this. And we are the first one to implement this in the SAFE module ecosystem. And along with that, we already have like 3 to 4 modules already listed in our marketplace. And one of the modules being Safe Tooling, which we actually developed during the in ETH India, and it was a finalist project. We have listed and we have users using that particular module. So our aim is to make sure that we build this ecosystem of modules in a safe and secure and accessible way for all the end users of the Safe Wallet or Safe account itself. So currently, we want to make sure that we reach that growth stage for our module ecosystem. So we are also proposed an OBRA proposal in the Safe ecosystem, where we actually strategized on onboarding different stakeholders into our platform. So you can check out our proposal in obra.zengar.xyz. So we really appreciate feedback, reviews, and further growth of our Zengar. And also, I'd like to thank all the people who are part of these grants to make our journey pretty smooth, especially Lonnie as well, always available, as well as our all the marketing and ecosystem folks, and also Sachin, a special thanks to him, always available for call. So yeah, so we want to make sure that we take this journey to make the Safe modules much more accessible and also secure to everybody. And yeah, we want to be part of that journey to make this ecosystem great. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. Thanks. I'm happy to present you our solution to protect your Safe account from loss of access. It's, I think, a well-known problem. Most of you may know, right? You can lose your keys and then also your access to your funds. Well-known problem. And also the solution spectrum to that problem has been, I think, discussed in many communities, and as well as by Vitalik Buterin. You can do your own setup to secure your Safe account by distributing keys along multiple devices or locations. You can trust your friends and family, share recovery keys with them, or you can, at least now in the future, secure your Safe account with a professional service. And we at Signum have built this professional service where you can set up a recovery. Signum is a crypto-native digital asset bank. Maybe for you guys, a small introduction. We have a full banking license in Switzerland and further restriction in Singapore, Luxembourg, and Abu Dhabi, and offer a wide spectrum of financial service like trading, custody, lending, tokenization, and so on. Over 65 of the top 50 crypto projects actually bank with us. And then is a bit the question, why have we decided to build this recovery solution for Safe account? Our vision is to enable everyone everywhere to own digital asset with complete trust. And this includes for us as well the non-custodial / self-custodial world. For us, you should never lose your assets, even if you decide to hold and manage the keys by yourself. That's why we're stepping into this non-custodial world. And we have a culture actually of pioneering. Signum was the world's first digital asset bank, and now is actually keen to become also the first bank which supports the non-custodial space. Our strength in this solution is we are a regulated Swiss bank. We have strong governance. It's audited by strict rules of financial authority in Switzerland. For instance, FTX case where a single person has full control over the company, can do whatever they wanna, will never be visible within our governance and audit system framework. Our solution is based on strict identification. A single user or a group of persons gets identified, and after they are able to activate the signal recovery module on their safe account. Upon a loss event, the user proves its identity by re-identification video calls, and we then initialize the swap through the transaction on the recovery module. After the initialization of the swap, the key swap to recover the account, there's a buffer period, and in this buffer period, this can be defined while set up the recovery. The owners of a safe account can interrupt the swap. If they don't interrupt, the swap gets executed after this period, and there's an account recovered. For each step, the owners are notified, and the buffer period, I already mentioned, can be interrupted, right? With that, the benefits for you is basically you have a backup based on your identity solution. You maintain still full control over your assets. There's full power. Signum does not have any other functionalities that initialize the swap event. And also while the swap event, you can still interrupt the swap and basically then also disable the recovery module in case you would need so. Our solution contains a full platform to manage your safe account recoveries, a simple guided process to set up a recovery for any of your accounts, as well as a simple dashboard which gives you an overview of overall recovery modules. And we go to the next slide. Yes, our solution is part of the Safe Recovery Hub, and our solution is scheduled to go live in April. And we invite you to join the waitlist to be the first to know about it. And we're very happy to secure safe accounts. Thanks.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Remo and the Signum team. We've been super excited for this option and are so jazzed for the Recovery Hub. There's also a really cool blog post on the Safe blog that goes more into depth about the Recovery Hub, or you can join the waitlist and check it out yourself. But yeah, okay, thank you, Signum team. Now we are moving on to the growth category. All right, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. We are Acme. We have one single aim, which is to empower anybody in this world to transact on-chain. And we found no better infrastructure to build this on than Safe. So we started this a few months ago with a first launch at a non-crypto conference in Dubai called GITEX, and they wanted to create an NFT to GITEX attendees to spread awareness of the Amazon rainforest. So let me show you some stats. Lorne, could I? So great. So we launched our first collection. So first of all, we've created a one API, one tap platform for any developer to create, to enable any transactions on chain. So they just give us their smart contract and say, I want the user to hit the claim function or the signature mint function. And as soon as they do that, we create, just like a Stripe creates a payment link, we create a checkout link, and developers are able to make any user transact in one single tap. So we did that back in October 2017, and we had about 2,000 NFTs minted at a conference, each of them who created a safe. So here you can see that for this collection, there were about 2,000 NFTs minted by 1.4 K safe owners. So we created 1.5K unique safes. Now, how did this work through? So if you look at one of these transactions in which somebody minted, you can see all of these user ops happen in one single transaction. So not only did the user create the private key, but they also deployed the safe, and they also completed a claim transaction that helped them mint the NFT, all without needing to download an app, without having to pay for gas, and without even understanding or knowing what a safe is. Once we did, then a month later, we also did a campaign with Safe at Polygon Connect, which is one of India's biggest Web3 conferences, and we created these cool NFTs for them. But now, what's next? What we did was, okay, well, claiming is one kind of an intent. It's one kind of a transaction that could be on chain. But now we've introduced a new intent, which is payments. So now imagine if anybody wants to get paid on any EVM address from any on-ramp without anybody having any idea what crypto is, they can do so in one tap. So just like there was a link created, now we have created a link and it's just a Stripe-like payment link. All I got to do is sign in with Google. I'm like, okay, well, let me log in. And as soon as I log in, it creates a beautiful one-tap check-in, check-out experience in which we figure out the best way for a user to pay. So right now it's saying that, okay, well, it has 3 USDT, so it's not enough. So you've got to pay the rest with a credit card. And I can go ahead and I can pay. And it'll automatically walk me through transactions flow. So I'll just find my flow. Getting my email right away. We're working with Transact, of course, to remove the verification because you already did so through Google. So this makes the experience even more seamless. But now all I got to do is enter my card. And this automatically calculated my safe address. So behind the scenes, Transact is now going to send funds to my safe address, which I just created. And as soon as the funds are received, it will automatically execute the transaction in one tap. Like, so I don't have to do anything else. I can just close it out and we will be able to see the transactions behind the scenes. And alternatively, let's say if I'm here and if I want to go from another account in which I already have a safe balance, let's say refresh this again. So now since I already have some USDT balance, the engine automatically understands that I don't need to use a credit card. In future, we can also build the capabilities that if I want to transact on Polygon, but if I have DAI or USDC on Arbitrum, it will still complete the entire bridging and the transfers in one tap as well. So all I need to do is sign in, click on one tap, and that's it. So all of these transactions, as you can see, happen super seamlessly without anyone having to worry about gas or private keys. This can be compatible on any cell phone. And you can see out here, if you look at the transactions that are happening behind the scenes, you'll be able to see all the underlying user ops. So 13 seconds ago, there you can see that 5 USDT was transferred, and I executed this transaction with my safe. Yep. So now that we have created an experience that enables any user anywhere in the world. For the record, my mom did it, my grandma did it, my niece did it, my Filipino barista, whom I go for coffee every day, did it. So we've proven that anyone can execute multi-sig transactions on any EVM chain using Safe with one tap. And how we're moving forward is we have gotten a partnership with Smiley.com. Smiley is one of the biggest brands out there. And we're launching loyalty points called Smiles, so Miles for Gaming and Fashion. So now imagine any Web3 game or any Web3 social file, it could be Farcaster, it could be Decentraland. If they want everyday people to transact on-chain with their smart contracts, they can register on Acme with one API call. And not only can they complete those one-tap on-chain quests, but they can also get paid in Smiles. So now instead of doing traditional token airdrops that people liquidate and it does not encourage retention, now by enabling everyday users, the 4 million Smiley followers, to mint an NFT on Decentraland or whatever transactions or quests they want to do, and by awarding them with Smiles, these Smiles can now be redeemed for different kinds of fashion merchandise. So this helps not dilute their token supply by giving them airdrops, but at the same time, users are also able to transact on-chain directly with their safes. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, anyone would like to try out our platform, play around with the contracts, just feel free to DM Acme One Tap on Telegram, or feel free to follow us on Twitter, call Acme One Tap as well. And yeah, would be great to get your feedback. Thank you.
Absolute fire, Nilesh. Thank you, as always. Always impressed with Acme One Tap. Check that out, folks, and give it a follow. Test it out.
Cool. So I'll just jump back through from slides to product because I think it helps a bit contextualize. But essentially, what we're building at Console is the best way to execute and custody for DeFi operations. So anything that is done on chain, on multiple chains, and it's all built on top of Safe self-custodially. So what we focus on is optimizing the execution that users can have in DeFi, especially if they're a team. Think of asset managers, DAOs, and basically individuals that coordinate together. And we also help essentially users to monitor and manage multiple accounts with permissions. So what we focus on a lot is delegation, but maybe I can even show you directly in the product. That helps a bit. So the way console allows you to onboard is by simply importing a safe or creating a new one. And once you onboard it with your main safe, your main account, which you always have access with on safe.global as well, you can basically do stuff with your safe right here. You have a lot of like DeFi focused features, like being able to decode transaction on the go. You're able to see what you're signing and why. You're able to see all of your positions that are open basically on the safe directly from here. And then you're able to do things like swapping and lending directly in app, connecting to any dApp, and everything happens with a relayer that ensures that gas is paid for you, and basically all of the execution in the team is facilitated. Now, the cool part that we built for access control is that you're able to create and manage multiple safes, all owned by your main safe. So this happens through a module relationship, but essentially it's this easy to create a safe account. You would say, okay, this is my Safe Grantees sub-account, and I could pick whichever address from my address book and directly give access to these people to operate on this safe. You're not letting them operate blindly. You're setting some permissions on top of this sub-account through a safeguard. This allows you to put conditions that these operators are subject to. So for example, in my perp account policy, or let's take a better one maybe, in my City Narratives sub-account, I say that this is the only recipient there can be, which means that the funds cannot be sent anywhere outside of the safe, apart from obviously being received by the same safe that initiates the transaction. And I can also set protocol-based policies and say that this account can only swap on 0x and 1 inch and only up to $1,000 per transaction. On some protocols, you can also select the specific actions you can do, like borrow and repay only for a risk manager. And you can basically decide even to allow all the tokens or restrict tokens on a time frame basis. So DAOs and funds are using this for, if it's for payroll, you could use the monthly timeframes. If it's for anything else like trading volume and operations, again, you could set a specific account, whatever it is, a specific token, and let these people do that from the sub account. And yeah, we also have automated execution, which means that you can basically easily optimize a position by automating it. For example, we built some routines to open and manage Aave positions in one click. So you can basically supply, borrow, and swap the collateral all in one transaction. And you can also then automate the management of this position or the swaps that a user should do. And again, as you are the admin of all of these safes, you have a history that spans across all of the different accounts, and you're able to see what has actually happened without going through Etherscan. And obviously manage the funds. So you're able to pull funds around, you're able to change owners of multiple sub-accounts all in one go in a batch transaction. And this is what, let's say, fund managers or professional users are used to in a traditional environment, but they're having a hard time getting it in DeFi with the complexity. So this is what we allow. And right now we're live on Arbitrum and mainnet, so users can onboard already there. And yeah, with this grant, we built an automation module for Safe, which is open source. We ran audits with Spearbit, Aki, and Code Arena. And we basically are starting automations with DPEG protection. And we also built some automation for swapping, such as, TWAP with, editable parameters and so on. So yeah, from anybody, whether it's an individual or a DAO or a fund, we're open. And we basically take applications here at Brahma.fi. You'll see there's a form, and anybody can also reach out to me on Telegram to have a chat, of course.
Awesome. Cool. So, hey, my name's Thomas. I'm the founder of Lore. Lore is a group wallet built on Safe that helps consumers purchase NFTs together and buy meme coins together. There's about 1,500 groups on Lore across about 15,000 wallets and they're buying everything from PFP projects to the hottest meme coin. What you're seeing here is like a dashboard of a really popular DAO called MVP69. I'll actually hop into the product here. And you could see that they have about 28 members. Their collective right now is valued at about 450 ETH. And they've actually grown from about 50 ETH to about that 400 ETH over time. And they do that by actually using some of our capital formation features, where you could form like 5 or 10 ETH and then go and invest it, start showing off your portfolio with your friends, and attract new members, and kind of start another capital formation period and attract more funds, and like grow your capital base over time. So the Lore product makes it really easy to do that. And we have this proposal system that's kind of at the heart of how you actually manage your group. So everything you want to do, from the capital formation periods, like I mentioned, to buying NFTs, to managing roles, the full life cycle of the group wallet can be handled here. So that's a bit on Lore. What we wanted to do with the grant funds was to introduce Lore to the base and Optimism layer 2s, and also grow through some creative partnerships. With the base ecosystem, we actually launched several different campaigns. What you're seeing here on the right is probably the most notable one, where we partnered with the builder community in base to put together an AMA series, where basically you crowdfund a Lore group wallet, and you use those funds to pay your favorite builder to come on and do an AMA. So we actually ended up raising about $2,000 from about 200 people, and they successfully voted and brought on Winter from Basepaint to do an AMA on Lore, and we got featured here on On-Chain Daily. So that was pretty cool. We also did a campaign with Basepaint themselves, where we powered their first ever artist collective called Martian Art Group, and also did the campaign with Coinvise. I think what's probably the most notable community that we actually partnered with at this time was Memeland. Memeland, for those who are not familiar, is a social staking game where you basically assemble a collection of their NFTs and stake them together, hopefully with friends, and you can earn their native meme coin by staking more of these NFTs together. So naturally, a lot of people started using Lore to pull together assets with their friends and access more rewards. And we saw hundreds of these crews get started, and some of them are pretty institutionalized. So I'm just hopping into the website of one called MVP Prism, and they have about 7 super crews, which are a collection of like almost over like 30 or so assets, and they're managing right now about 1,200 ETH, which is pretty incredible. So all these big guilds got started, and they ended up managing over like 20 million in the platform. So in perpetuity, after they ended up like claiming the airdrop and everything, they created a lot of wealth for themselves, and this is a huge win for everyone involved. Yeah, so that's a bit on Lore and how we put this grant money to work. I think we have a big launch coming up on Feb 28th, just in a couple weeks. So definitely follow us on Twitter. And if there are any communities or squads that you think could be useful, could find Lore useful, definitely send them our way.
Absolutely, will do. Thank you so much, Thomas. Great learning more about Lore, super exciting. And yeah, give them a follow, folks. Refer them to some communities. You know the drill. The next presenter we have, unfortunately, couldn't make it due to time zone differences. So I'm going to share a recording that they did. This is the amazing team from Nest Wallet. They're a really cool, like a really amazing testament to, you know, winning a hackathon to coming straight to the grants program. So here we go.
Hey everyone, my name is Bill and I'm one of the founders of Nest Wallet. We started as a safe hackathon project and has now grown into a full-fledged wallet app with support for hardware and hot wallets. We accomplished a lot through Wave 1 of SAFE's grants program. We were able to complete all 3 milestones, launching a Chrome extension, iOS app, and Android app. The highlight of our app is the premium SAFE integrations and features. Using our Chrome extension, users can now access any dApp directly on the dApp's website with their SAFE. Since Nest Wallet is synced across both extension and mobile, users can initiate a transaction on their computer and sign using their phone. This is the 2FA wallet experience. To showcase this, I have added a SAFE in my extension and will initiate a transaction on my computer inside of Nest Wallet. You can see that our app natively supports batch transactions, which quite a nice feature and can save us a lot of time. I will confirm. Once created, the transaction also appears on my phone as a notification asking me to sign. Now before I sign, I can preview everything. Built into our app is transaction simulation so that you can prevent any mistakes or fraud. We're also connected to the SAFE APIs and webhooks so that any SAFE transactions initiated outside the Nest Wallet will be synced into our app. Using a SAFE has never been easier, and with Nest Wallet, we want every user to be able to smoothly operate and manage their SAFEs. Please follow us on Twitter and check out our app at nestwallet.xyz. Shout out to Adam, Brett, Lorne, Lucas, and the many more team members on SAFE who have helped us throughout this journey. Really enjoyed Wave 1 of the grants program and look forward to many more to come. Excited and thank you everyone.
Hey everyone, I'm Rishabh. I'm a co-founder and CEO at StationX. With StationX, we're building a protocol for on-chain coordination of capital. And we essentially serve users that create a syndicate, venture DAO, collective, and so on and so forth. So one essential problem that we wanted to solve via these grants was enabling cross-chain management of treasuries, like enabling cross-chain treasuries or being able to accept cross-chain deposits for your community. So as a part of that, what we did was we created a module that allows you to deploy SAFE on multiple chains on the same address. Allow you to accept funds from users on an X chain and mint them membership tokens on a Y chain. So think of it like you're on a home chain and you have your membership NFTs or you have your LP tokens that you want to mint out to your members in exchange for their deposits. Currently, what happens is any of these syndicates that use the platform have to encourage users to bridge funds and then deposit, whereas using StationX now with cross-chain safes, you're able to accept deposits on any chain and still are able to mint tokens to a user on your native chain. So on the side, you just saw a demo of a safe being deployed across 3 steps, and it was deployed on Gnosis chain and Polygon, and then a transaction was done to sort of to deposit, and all of this is powered by an integration with Layer 0, because we use Layer 0 general message passing to pass a message that a user has deposited funds into an X chain, and that's how tokens are minted into a Y chain. So this is the implementation that we did with SAFE and Layer 0. We've signed our first user for this who are an institutional user. They're this DAO called Coconut DAO, and what they do is they plant coconut plantations for members of the DAO when every member deposits funds to mint 1 NFT. So you're contributing one NFT worth of funds to enable them to plant 1 coconut tree, and they are going to do that on StationX. One of the problems that these guys were facing was not able to accept funds from members on different chains. So that's one thing that we enabled. We can go to the next slide. I think the next one. Yep. Yeah, I think I pretty much covered the problem that we're trying to solve here. People have funds across multiple chains. Minting tokens to become a part of a collective becomes a painful process when you have to bridge, pay gas, and then get your membership token. It essentially leads to high bounce rates because there are some communities which are native to particular chains, right? There are communities or collectives which are native to optimism. There are some that are native to BNB. There's some that are native to mainnet, and so on and so forth. So onboarding members becomes like a roadblock for these communities because adding another step to sort of bridge funds and then make a deposit to get inside a community is a painful process. And with this implementation of being able to accept funds across your safe treasuries on any chain, we are able to solve that. So as a part of this, I think we can go to the last slide. We put the product live. We currently have the first user testing out the product, which is Coconut DAO. And then soon after this, we have a mint planned with Layer 0 that would essentially be using this cross-chain feature along with the safe implementation that we built out. We have a bunch of collectives, syndicates, and venture DAOs that are currently using our product, and they would love to add more treasuries on different chains, and that is going to be possible via this implementation. In terms of usage of funds, I think most of the funds we've been able to sort of utilize towards building of this feature, and like a percentage, like about 25% of the funds are going to go into the audit of this Layer 0 and safe implementation that we built out. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Rishabh and the team from Station X. The next team, which is actually the research category. So how to responsibly incentivize multi-sig signers. So our grantee here is not able to attend, so they pre-recorded a demo.
Hi, I'm Bartosz Jiry, the author of the research titled How to Responsibly Incentivize Multisig Signers, supported by the SAFE Grants program, and I'm also the creator of Multisite, an analytics tool for multisig wallets. In many projects, multi-signature wallets serve as an excellent tool for decentralized and secure management of shared funds and critical contracts. However, different communities require different configurations for their governance and management setups. Unfortunately, there aren't many guides on the topic, and most information is scattered across the web, often buried in lengthy forum threads, governance proposals, and Discord channels. The objective of this research was to explore how communities of various sizes tackle this challenge, what approach they choose, and how effective they are in their multisig operations. We've gained feedback from more than 40 projects. However, we quickly realized that too many variables play a role in each setup, and there is no universal template. You can check the data on multisite.app/research. So, the next best option is to provide examples and illustrate available options. We've compiled a directory where projects can explore these and find solutions suitable for their needs. But our work does not end here, as the lack of resources is also evident in other related topics. It is crucial for the community to understand aspects of the owner threshold size, their appointment terms and identities, how to submit, confirm, and execute actions safely and effectively, and what tools they can use to achieve it. This is the reason why Multisite will be extended with an educational knowledge base covering all of these topics and helping existing and emerging projects to set up their multisig configurations with confidence in an easily accessible and understandable manner. If you'd like to learn more about the research outcomes, go to multisite.app/research. And if you want to keep up to date with the knowledge-based development, follow Multisite on X.
Okay, so there you have it, folks. Give them a follow, check the project out. They did some really awesome research there. So here we go. Moving on to the next one. Oops, let me escape. So moving on to Safe Anon module.
Hey guys. So it's Victor from Exorio, and let me start. So basically, we provide security services for Web3 projects and also use Safe ourselves. So we are patient about the privacy, and here is our proof of concept for an extra privacy layer for Safe users. The purpose of the model is to allow using a Safe wallet without disclosing public addresses of owners on chain. The model stores the list of addresses of owners in the Merkle tree, and to execute a transaction, owners sign a message to the model with this, and the model will send the ZK proof that the threshold is achieved without revealing owners' addresses. And as a research grant, so we conducted research before the development to determine the technological stack and design and architecture of the model. You can take a look at our research in the link on the slide. I will share it in the chat later. And also we prepared a backend with test scripts, so you can test it out in our GitHub. It fully works. Right now we are finalizing the front end, so stay tuned in our Twitter. We also have two implementations in circuits, one on Circom and another on Noir. So considering Circom have a lot of constraints, it's a bit slow. So we are happy with the results of Noir, and it enhances efficiency of Noir circuit a lot comparing to Circom. Also, for the further implementation and the release version, recursive snarks will enhance the efficiency even more, since currently the number of proofs depends on the threshold that's necessary for a transaction. For example, if you have like 5 owners and the threshold is 5 confirmations, in this case, we have to generate 5 proofs. And with recursive snarks, we can significantly reduce this number, and it will require only just 1 proof that will aggregate all signatures and will provide just 1 proof for a wallet, so the transaction will be executed. So basically that's it. And thanks for the Safe team, for Lorny, for John, and Adam as well. We're excited to be a Wave 1 grantee. Hope to work further with this model, and thanks for the attention. Feel free to DM me any questions. We had a chat. Thanks.
Thank you, Victor and the Octorio team. Feel free to test the contracts and circuits, give them a follow.
Yeah, my presentation is going to be very quick because I guess we don't have enough time, not much. So yeah, hi everyone, I'm Poco, and I'm excited to share what I've done so far as a research grantee of Safe Grant 1 grant program. What I built is ZK-powered recovery module for Safe called Safe Recover. And it allows Safe owners to recover account ownership securely and privately in the event they lose access to their Safe. All of those 4 recovery methods leverage Noir, ZK DSL, zero knowledge domain-specific language for writing the knowledge proof socket. Yeah. And the first one is private backup address. You can think of it as like private guardian, in which the guardian address is hidden on chain, but he can prove that he is a guardian with on-chain verification. And the second one is web button. With fingerprint or YubiKey, you can recover account ownership of Safe. And the third one is so simple secret password. And the fourth one is an extension of the first recovery method. So it's social recovery with private guardians. Yeah. And then I'm working on the fifth recovery method, which is ZK OTP, one-time password scheme. It's almost done, but it hasn't been integrated into the current demo app. Yep. Could you go to the next slide? Yeah. So as for the milestones, the first and the second milestone have been completed, that are circuit, small control, and front-end development. And as for the third milestone, the one remaining is the fifth recovery method implementation, which is under development. Yeah, that's it, basically. I guess, yeah, you guys, if you are interested, you guys can definitely go to the demo app. There's a link embedded into this check demo on the image. Yeah, please give me feedback if you have any. Yeah, that's it. Thanks.
So we have the governance category. Stable. Do I have you folks here? I think that the thing that they have quite a few slides, but we'll do a quick overview. Is what Stable Lab was doing is really helping to increase the participation for our governance for the Safe DAO. So if you go onto the Safe blog, actually, you can see their weekly reports where they've actually done a lot of research in terms of aggregating all of the big updates from Safe DAO, and they've actually have increased by 10% the share of safe voting in SEPs. They aggregate all of the updates and insights for the community, and yeah, it's actually been really, really impressive. Some more wins or successes, they've increased or they've upped to 50% safe available for voting and active participation. There's been 2,000 views and 45 likes on the community updates thread, and 60 plus live participants in the Twitter spaces, which is record turnout, which is huge. Like, it's been an amazing help to have them working with Andre, our head of governance, on this. And yeah, the call to action from participants here is to please vote on their OBRA proposal, which seeks to extend their engagement. If you don't know what the OBRA program is, it's an additional funding program launched by the Safe DAO, excuse me. I have a little blurb here at the end, but it's another initiative for objective-based results. So if you want funding to help with Safe DAO, go check that out. There's links here at the end. Give me a minute. The next call to action here is to share feedback on the updates and suggest preferences. As I mentioned, go check out the Safe blog for their overviews and reports that they've shared, as well as go check it out on the Safe forum. And then also to suggest discussion topics for future live sessions. There we go. And there's quite a bit they've done, as you can see. So yeah, give them a follow. Noma and the team have been working really hard on helping our governance team out. Amazing work, folks. Now, last but definitely not least is Safe Governance Analytics Dashboard.
Yeah. Hi. Good morning, afternoon, evening, everyone, depending on which time zone you're in. First of all, I would like to thank the Safe team and the Grand Council for giving us the opportunity to share our project today, which aim to address current challenges in the Safe DAO governance. So a little bit on the problem statement we have is that the core issue we identify in the Safe DAO is the lack of transparent, accessible, and comprehensive governance metrics. And the gap significantly hammered the informed participation within Safe DAO governance processes. So with most current platforms like Dune offering broad data, the specific and granular insights necessary for effective decision making are often missing. So here on our project, we propose the Safe DAO Governance Analytic Dashboard, which is pretty much tailored for Safe DAO, and our dashboard aims to provide fill that gap and offering a detailed near-time analytics tailored to the Safe DAO community needs. So this makes the dashboard not just a tool for observation, but also an analytic instrument for comprehensive governance and understanding, leading to a more informed decision-making and actionable insights. To date, some of the success metrics, our dashboard has engaged over 196 users, accounted for 4.5K event counts, and also 1.2 views with an average 60% engagement rate. It's quite a lot since we just launched beginning January this year. And so this metric not just demonstrate the utility and relevance of our dashboard, but also underscore the increase in active participation and interest from the Safe DAO community. And would be great if I could share my screen so I could show like a quick demo of our dashboard.
Let me stop. Hold up. Okay, it should be good now to share. You let me know.
Okay, is my screen on?
Yes. Yes, I can.
Yeah, so here is our dashboard. So the overview, I'm just gonna go quickly walk through it. So here, some of the governance metrics we built for the safe town. So we could see, for example, we could look at like the concentration of voting power, like what are the tops, what are the distribution of the voting power, and where are the sources? Are they like delegated or non-delegated voting power? And like source of voting power, like depending on like each delegates, whether the majority of their source of voting power are from a single holder or it's more evenly distributed. Sorry for my voice. I got a bit of fear. Anyway, yeah, so we could see like the distribution between like the small and large holders within the safe ecosystem right now. So as we can see, the majority of voting power are from like the investors, large holders within SafeDown currently. And next is some of these statistics on the proposals. So here we could see recently we have there's a lot of OBRA initiatives coming up. So here accounts for like more than 45% of the proposal active right now. And here, so you can see like what's the voting results of each proposal right now. You can also like filter out like depending on like what kind of categories or like subcategories, and filter out all the proposals within SafeDAO. Next is the participation tab, where you can see pretty much the percentage of active and inactive and like participation trends within the Safe DAO right now. As we can see, like currently there's a lot of room for improvement on this end, and I really looking forward on the upcoming OBRA initiatives to help improve this. And here you can also see like a list of like active and inactive delegates, or we call them ghosts, where they have a lot of voting power but they haven't participated at all. And beside that, you can also click at the delegates here and then go into like each individual delegate profile and see like which proposal they voted on, and like their voting power increase over time, and also like the list of their delegators. As well, you can also like the delegate themselves can also like click at their like contact information. For example, here is the example of what I did for like for Curia, which I add like the Twitter space and also Telegram link here. And so pretty much the delegates here can like verify and like add their contact info on this page. And lastly, for the tab is the behavior. So we look at this is more of like experiment where we try to look at the voting behavior of the voters within this safe ecosystem. So we can see what are the preferred time to vote. And also like how early they cast their votes, whether they voted on only or they voted on like the ending of the proposal. Yeah, so that is pretty much so far. We do actually have the holder metrics, but a lot of these are not live yet, as our token is not transferable yet. But we do intend to enable it after the transferability is live. And yeah, that's pretty much for our dashboard. And we do have some call to action. Did I stop my screen sharing yet?
Yeah, it's stopped.
Okay. Great. Yeah, so call to action, we are actually currently collecting more feedbacks from the SafeDAO community, especially from the Safe Guardians and Safe delegates. So pretty much your insights and suggestions are very valuable to us, and they will guide us in like refining and evolving the dashboard to better meet your needs and ensuring its accuracy and accurately reflects the dynamic of our governance processes. So yeah, join us in this journey to elevate the governance participation and inform decision making within SafeDAO. And yeah, so your feedbacks and your engagement will make all the difference. And yeah, thank you for your time, and looking forward to continuing and strengthening our governance process and build a more transparent, informed, and engaged with community. Yeah, so thank you.
Hello again. The DSafe folks, just a quick overview of what they were building, since I know it was another one of our really impressive build projects. So they were working on an alternative way to utilize the SAFE protocol. So what they did is they introduced a new architecture for SAFE protocol to integrate SAFE smart contracts and Ceramic network, where my data nerds at. They built an SDK that replaces Postgres, SQL with Ceramic ComposeDB, which is honestly a game changer, and to prevent single points of failure. I'm just doing a quick read off. They integrated with, so what they built integrates with Ceramic ComposeDB for decentralized data management, predefined schema and composites to match SAFE transaction API structures, and simplifies Ceramic ComposeDB database interaction through SDK, enabling direct database access without complex setups. So check them out if you can. They also had, they're going to do a walkthrough, but that's it. So DSafe folks, if I didn't do you justice, please chime in or share info where people can follow you. So there's a lot in flux, but however, please be sure to check out the Wave 1 retro on the SAFE forum that will be posted later today. It gives a whole overview of you know how many proposals we did, essentially like an in-depth roundup, but as well as like we did collect some feedback as well. So areas of improvement are also in there, as well as what we did well, and more details on where you can follow the grantees and their projects. Next one is also, there will be a DAO vote for Wave 2. So in Q2, by the way, their SafeDAO will vote on the implementation of Wave 2. So the next program, depending on the vote or the outcome of the DAO votes, the Wave 2 launch will take place. But again, it really depends on the exact date of the vote. So hang tight. But in the meantime, if that's too far away and you're building projects that relate to SafeDAO, please check out the SafeDAO funding program, which I mentioned earlier, which is the outcomes-based resource allocation framework, also known as OBRA, that our dear colleague, Andre, our head of governance, is leading. And it's a funding initiative for safe ecosystem projects. Different than the grants program, so go check it out and whatnot. So, and if you want to know where to check it out, there's a QR code. So yeah, all of the information is in here. In terms of like where to follow our grantee projects, there's a blog post also on the Safe blog that highlights who our grantees are and where to follow them. So that is that. Thank you so much for joining. I know we went a bit over time. Thank you for bearing with us. But yeah, we really appreciate you showing up to support our grantees. Huge thanks to our grantees for all the hard work that you have done to ship and build and execute in such a short amount of time. We really appreciate that. Yeah, and we couldn't have done it without you. So thank you. And thanks to our council members as well, who really also helped and were in the trenches with our builders and our grantees getting these up to liftoff. So yeah, we couldn't have done it without you as well. And yeah, hang tight. And also big thanks to the SAFE team members who did help and jump in to provide support for our grantees and our council members again. So thank you to community folks who showed up if you were not part of the program as well. Yeah, and just huge thanks to everyone. Yeah, for more updates. But yeah, I'll be posting this in our Telegram channels and on Twitter as well, the retro and the recording. So, all right. Thank you again, folks. And yeah, I am wishing you a wonderful rest of your day / evening / morning. Okay. Ciao, ciao. Signing off.